Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. And a liberal on Capitol Hill has submitted 3 bills that could spell impending doom for us, for the gun owners. The 3 bills were submitted by Representative Carol Maloney, who's a lefter from New York State, and they're not good. I'll give you a quick title of them. We'll go over each one real quick, give you the quick bullet points. It just drives me crazy. Sometimes doing this thing, for the enjoyment of it, drives me up a wall. But H.R. 820 is the first one. I will have links in the description of all of these. She's calling that one the Gun Show Loophole Closing Act. Yeah. The second one is H.R. 821, and that's entitled the NICS Review Act. And the next one is H.R. 822, and that one is called the Firearms Risk Protection Act. And that is a big boy version, a national version of the law that they are working on in many states, in which they're attempting to force us citizens who have firearms to purchase liability insurance, just like we make people with automobiles do. And I'll tell you why that's pretty damn close to illegal. In fact, I believe that it is 100% legal, and I'll tell you why when I get to that bill. Now, H.R. 820, the Gun Show Loophole Closure Act. I'm just going to go right to the text here. In her own words, this is going to, quote, give the ATF the resources and authority it needs to ensure that gun shows do not facilitate dangerous gun sales. And how does she propose to do that? Through the use of background checks on all gun transfers at such events. Now, I don't know for a fact, but I have been told there might be some states that don't do background checks at gun shows. I don't know that for a fact. I will tell you that here in the People's Republic of Massachusetts, they absolutely do. I was just at a gun show last week, and they have an area where you have to process your transaction. You get your NICS check. You get your transaction if you have passed it. If not, you do the 3-way wait list. We all know how it goes. It's already in place. If there's a state that doesn't do it, I'm not sure. Can't be positive, but I'm sure my viewers will tell me. Now, I will tell you from experience, from 21 years in the business, that criminals get their guns most of the time illegally from the street. They steal them. Stuff like that. In fact, the Justice Department recently did a survey where they found that a vast majority of criminals get their firearms from street sources. Not gun shows, not retail outlets. Why? Because they're criminals. You dumb representatives. They're criminals. They do not follow the law. You will not pass one law that will make a criminal go, I can't do that anymore. The next one, H.R. 821, background checks. These are these bills that Dianne Feinstein and Nancy Pelosi say that 70% of Americans want these. 90% of Americans want enhanced background checks. You're lying. They're already done. Background checks are done. Your enhancement is the registration part. And I'll bring you to this bill. Maloney's H.R. 821 will require that the FBI retain all background check data for at least 90 days. Currently, those records are gone within 24 hours federally. Yes, gun shops here in Mass have to retain records. I'm not sure about any other state. But this would be at least 90 days. That could mean forever, which is a registry. What follows registration? You guessed it, confiscation. Now, I do know that delayed transfers, those for if your name matches somebody who could be a criminal, we need to look at this longer. Those are kept up to 90 days. And I know denied transfers are kept for 10 years. And then H.R. 822, the one that it's illegal already. Just the talk of it is illegal. Okay, so let's get into 822. According to her statement from her office, this would incentivize responsible gun ownership through a mandate requiring would-be gun owners to show proof of insurance before they could purchase a firearm. Now, Representative Maloney used to be a city councilor in New York, and she proposed tons of anti-gun bills every single session, including local versions of all 3 of these bills in New York City. Now, one of the things that she's doing, as well as some other anti-gunners that it's starting to, you see something every now and then, and you start to see a pattern, and then a light goes off. These people are all funneling millions and millions of dollars into the Center of Disease Control, or I guess it's called the Center of Disease Control and Prevention now. But they're funneling millions of dollars into this Center of Disease Control and Prevention to look at gun violence as a health issue. That's dangerous. Very, very dangerous. You all know how Washington works. I give you 50, 60, 70 million dollars to tell the world that guns are bad, and we might have a health epidemic on our hands, because they're going to say, yeah, give us the money. We'll give you what you want. So it's the way it works. How is this dangerous? How is this illegal, should I say? Well, forcing somebody to purchase a service or an item and hurting them somehow, whether it be monetarily, physically, jail, prison, that's extortion. All right? You can't do that as a government agency. Now you're going to say, well, hold on, Mr. Pro-Gun guy, well, you have to have auto insurance, and that's compulsory in most states. Well, yeah, but the difference is that buying a car or driving a car or even having a license to operate a motor vehicle, and I get a lot of flack from certain people when I say this, but it's the fact, at least in this state and several other states that I've been to and worked in, a driver's license is not the same as your Second Amendment. Your Second Amendment is a constitutionally guaranteed right. The driver's license is not a right. The ability to operate a motor vehicle on the publicly funded highways and roads is not a right. It's a privilege, which is how they can charge you every 5 years to renew, excise tax. You need to have compulsory auto insurance in case you damage something or kill somebody. That's how they get all that stuff. They can force you to inspect your motor vehicle because they can put up those hoops for you to jump through, because it's not a right. It's not a guaranteed right. It's not in the Bill of Rights to be able to operate on government-funded highways and roads. That's how they get you. That's just it. You don't have to accept it, but that's it. That's the way it is. Forcing somebody to jump through hoops for privilege is allowed. Forcing us to jump through hoops for our constitutionally guaranteed rights is illegal. So I will give you links in the description to these bills, like I said, as well as to Ms. Maloney, in case you wanted to talk to her somehow. I'll give you all of her information in the description. Pass this along, because if you haven't learned anything from watching this channel other than we're under attack, is as things happen in California and New York and New Jersey, sometimes Massachusetts, Ohio, as they start happening here in these little hotbeds, they start to pop up everywhere. Red flag. Been telling everybody for 3 years that these were coming. Boom. They're in almost every single state right now. And it's scary. Very, very scary. So please pass this along. Please thumbs up that video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You do a great service to spreading the Second Amendment information when you do those things, and I am very thankful if you do. Until we see each other again, this is Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Please, please, please be safe. Stay vigilant and carry your weapon. Take care, everybody.